Welcome back to Blackwatch Intel. My name is Crashy, and today we're going to be talking about the goal, the end game of Overwatch. What are we getting toward? What is Blizzard eventually going to do? What happens, months and a year down the line within Overwatch? Now, the majority of this video is going to be kind of referencing, events of the past and just talking a little bit about a specific topic that we've covered here a few times on the channel, that the community's talked about, different YouTubers have talked about in the Overwatch scene. And I firmly believe that eventually, I don't know if it's in 6 months, I don't know if it's in the next year, I do believe that Overwatch is going to have some kind of a preference role queue or a role queue system where you select what you want to play and then you go into these games with more structure so people can focus on the comp and the communication and working as a team to actually score wins rather than just being thrown into the mix and praying you don't have too many DPS mains or praying you don't have too many healing mains, and actually focus on the competitive side of Overwatch. The Overwatch League is around the corner. It's like, 7, 8, 10 days, something like that, for the preseason to start on December 6th. And the most important thing with marketing a game as an esport, which is what Overwatch League is, it's this massive marketing, this huge league to drive people to play the game, is that people have to be playing the game. And lately, the biggest complaint within Overwatch is the competitive system. You see Stylosa talking about maybe a huge rework and a huge change of the competitive systems coming soon. You have Your Overwatch kind of emphasizing on that thought and saying that they think that could be viable, and I do too. I don't necessarily know what it's going to be. Maybe it's just the team builder, pre-game. Maybe it's a role queue system. It's a clan system. Whatever the case may be, I think that we're in for a huge change within Overwatch. And I think eventually it's going to come down to a role queue system. Now, to kind of expand on that, there is something else we've talked about here on the channel, and I think my biggest concern with it is actually something that doesn't concern me at all anymore. And I want to talk about the potential to ban heroes. Now, hear me out, because I know there's already someone typing in the comment section below, banning heroes will never work, this isn't a MOBA, and I understand those points. But there are two massive pros to having hero bans in Overwatch. Now, first, let me explain what a hero ban is. A hero ban would be at the beginning of a match, before a match has started, both teams would have a chance to ban a hero. Now, this solves two big things, or does two big things. One, it almost effectively gets rid of, strongly gets rid of some one-tricking. Here's the reason why. If you get in a game and you have Stevo on your team, top 500 Symmetra player, and you know what? The team is thinking to themselves, I don't want Stevo to play Symmetra. He's a damn good Symmetra, but in a system like this where it's been pushed and it's a system that's been going on, let's say for months or a year, Stevo would no longer be a one-trick, because you have to assume that some of his teams would ban Symmetra, or some of the enemy teams would ban Symmetra against Stevo. This changes the effectiveness of the one-trick. Maybe he's not as effective in top 500, maybe he has to climb down and work his way up with different heroes, and that's a totally different discussion. But what I'm saying is that it lightly gets rid of the one-tricking problem. And I say that because you have to know that if both teams can ban one hero for the entire match, the one-trick heroes will get focused, because the enemy team will say, hey, they have Stevo, let's ban Symmetra, he's going to be less effective. But over time, like I said, 3 months, 6 months, a year, Stevo's no longer going to be a one-trick. He's going to be filling on, maybe 3 heroes total, so you can't ban all 3, he'll have something he can play minimum, or he'll turn into a upstanding Overwatch citizen player, and will be able to play lots of things like the majority of the community should. That's a huge pro in my opinion. It's a massive pro that will help with the one-tricking issue potentially, and I think over time it would be a really good solution. The second thing that hero banning fixes, it fixes stale and even sometimes broken heroes and metas. Why? Let's think about it. What is really annoying to play against right now? I mean, seriously, so annoying, nobody wants to play against Junkrat. He's just annoying. I don't know if I think he's broken, I definitely think he's overtuned, but if both teams had the option to just ban Junkrat, or ban something else, then it changes that whole map, that whole dynamic, that whole game. Now here's the thing. Overwatch is built on hero counters. So if you eliminate a hero counter going into a match, sure, it's going to make some heroes on some maps really, really strong. If one team bans McCree and the other team bans Soldier 76, well, the kind of door for Pharah is wide open, and I totally agree. But it's still going to come down to which team performs the best. It's still going to come down to which team can create a comp with what's left to combat the enemy team's comp. So maybe one team says, hey, let's run, some crazy death ball or dive with Pharah Mercy, and the other team says, hey, you know what? Both the hit scans are out, let's run hardcore dive comp. So not only does it, change up the meta and get rid of strong or overpowered picks like the previous Mercy that we had or like the current version of Junkrat, it also shakes up the meta of every single game. This adds a huge dynamic and a huge amount of depth to Overwatch and the strategy that goes into it. And if you have a team builder on top of that, if you have a role queue, you have to know these people are going to be serious in the game. They're not going to be worried about, what their team comp is necessarily. And they're going to be able to work together, to build comps together, to find the strategy that works with the heroes that are left over. I really seriously, I'm going to call it now. Eventually, we're going to have some kind of queuing system. I really don't know where Blizzard's head is on this. I know they're conflicted. I know there's issues, but I really think eventually the system will know what you play. It will do its best to even the comps up. It will let you queue for a role or something like that. And eventually, and I'm thinking this one's going to be about a year away, I think eventually we're going to be banning heroes in competitive Overwatch. I know it sounds crazy, trust me, but look at the benefits, look at the insight that I think I have, and understand that if we ban heroes, it could change so much. It changes the meta of a match. It makes, dive comp irrelevant because you can ban both dive tanks, or, it changes, Moira and Mercy. What if you ban both of them? So then maybe dive comp becomes the meta of the game because you can run Lucio and Zenyatta. What if one team wants to do what's called a throwaway ban? And this is a real thing. I used to do it on my competitive team in MOBAs. You see teams do it in League of Legends, where they ban something stupid and just get out of the way, so they leave the comps wide open. So say one team goes, hey, let's ban Soldier. He's really strong, and I know that guy, they have Jake on their team. He's really, really good at Soldier. And the other team goes, hey, ban Torbjorn. We don't care what, we don't care what's left in the game. We want a wide open meta. So they ban Torbjorn, and then both teams are left with whatever heroes are left to make a decision on the type of comp they want to play. Again, I just want to emphasize kind of where my head is at. I know this sounds crazy. I know that there are problems with the role queue. I know that there could be problems with banning. I know, and this is very serious. If you haven't heard anything that I've said, listen to this. Regardless of what they do, there will be people that will ruin the experience of Overwatch. There could potentially be one tricks. Maybe they one trick two heroes. They're two trick ponies or three trick ponies. There could potentially be people, and there will be people that go into game and throw games. But what we need in Overwatch is a playing field that feels serious, a field of gamers that want to climb and want to play at a very high competitive level. We need the competitive scene to be emulated on the competitive ladder. And I think that shaking up the meta with bans, I think that having teams pre-form and strong form before every match is the way to do it. So this is what I think the end game or the eventual goal for the Overwatch team will be within this game, because they have a huge investment and there are millions, hundreds of millions of dollars riding on the success of the game for the success of the Overwatch League. So what do you guys think? Thank you so much. We're getting so close to 800 subscribers. Thank you so much for checking out the Discord, coming to the streams. We had a phenomenal stream last night, and I just appreciate every single one of you. We're getting so close to our goal. I can't wait to give away the jersey and the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We have about 200 more subs, 200 plus more subs, and we have absolutely what I think is the best and most interactive fan base for a small channel. The people that show up, the people that talk daily, you guys are awesome. I can't wait for more of y'all. I can't wait for everybody. If you haven't joined the Discord, make a Twitter account, follow us, get involved. I'm literally available to be reached every single second of every single day. I live on social media. I crave the attention. You guys are fantastic. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Please not leaving a like and subscribe. Please subscribe for future content. I appreciate it again, and I'll see you on the next video.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire inside of me? Do you see the sparks that I'm setting free? Does the beat take you over? You just